When it comes to losing body fat and getting a more toned look, I'm not gonna lie, it takes some work. So I've been a fitness coach for a decade, and I work with a bunch of people, like hundreds of clients, and I hear this phrase all the time. I feel like I know what I should do, I just don't do it. There's so much information online now, and having too much knowledge without action just leads to overwhelm, discouragement, and a lot of times misdirection. Simply put, knowledge is just not enough for change behavior. And think about it this way, if getting lean was just as easy as everybody says, eat less and just move more, then why aren't more people walking around at their dream weight? In this video, I'm gonna give you some raw truth and what you really need to do to hit your fitness goals and achieve the toned body that you're looking for. First things first, winning requires energy. So if you want to reach any type of fitness goal or any type of goal at that, it's going to take a lot of energy and it's going to take a lot of perseverance. So I can give you the best workout plan, I can give you the best meal plan, but if you don't have the energy to sustain it, you won't be able to reach your goal. So we all know somebody that every year they start off with a new workout plan, they start changing their eating habits. They might see some initial success at first, but they always fizzle out and then end up right back where they started or even worse. This happens because they are strictly going after the goal and not focused on being the type of person who has achieved that goal. So I'm gonna make this a little more practical for you. So imagine you want to run a marathon. It's not enough to just be focused on the goal of crossing the finish line. No. To become a successful marathon runner, you gotta adopt the habits, mindset, and the lifestyle of a runner way before the race comes. That means committing to consistently training, prioritizing nutrition, and developing the mental toughness needed to endure all those miles. Essentially, you must embody the identity of a runner before you can achieve the goal of completing the marathon. And it's the same with your fitness goals. Try to think to yourself, what's going to give me energy? For me, I do three things. Number one, I always start my day with some sort of motivational video or podcast. Secondly, I drink a daily super green. Shout out to Nestle Naturals, that's what I drink. And lastly, I keep my goals in front of me, so I always think of them and they're always top of mind. Let's start with the foundation. You see, our weight is directly tied to the amount of energy that we use versus the amount of energy that we take in. And how do we measure this energy? Through calories. So it's important to figure out your TDEE. This is your total daily energy expenditure. So this is the number of calories your body burns in a day, taking into account your activity level, your metabolism, and other factors. So it's a starting point where we should base our goals. There's a lot of things other to consider, such as hormones and macros, and we'll get to that, but this is the foundation. So I'll post a link in the description that's going to take you to a calculator where you can figure out your number for your own body type. So you have to remember that our activity is always changing, so this number is an estimate. So if you find out your number and you're still struggling to lose weight while eating below your daily estimated TDEE, your actual TDEE may be lower. So you just have to experiment and adjust your intake. So now that you understand that, what I'm about to say next should make a lot more sense. Just because you eat healthy or start improving what you eat doesn't automatically mean you're going to lose weight. A lot of times we underestimate how many calories we are actually consuming. If you eat healthy all day but overeat too many of those healthy calories, you're not going to lose fat. If you've been struggling for a while, I recommend you take some time to track your intake. So using apps like MyFitnessPal or My Net Diary is a great start. I promise you it won't take as long as you think to track your foods. I know a lot of people are hesitant when it comes to tracking their intake, but ask yourself this question. Do I want to spend a few extra minutes each day tracking my foods or spend a few extra years struggling because I didn't? All right, let's move on. So if you're doing all this work and you're seeing your weight fluctuate, that is okay. You have to realize that weight loss is not a linear process. Our bodies are resistant to change, so it's not going to allow you to lose weight every single day. Our bodies are smart and it does this to protect itself. So if you're a person who weighs yourself every day, just look at the average of the week at your weight and then look at that. Don't beat yourself up about the ups and downs. You have to look at all the other data. Your body can build muscle and lose weight at the same time. So don't only look at the scale, but measure your progress by looking at your measurements, taking weekly or monthly pics, and don't forget to celebrate our fitness goals too. I can't tell you how many stories of clients who came in really out of shape, started making huge strides in their fitness, and just because they felt like they hit a plateau on the scale, they got discouraged and wanted to quit. Speaking of lifestyle, I know it's hard, but we can't try to lose fat too fast. 100% of the time when I see people do this and they try to go to extreme measures, they always lose the weight, but they're gonna gain it right back because it's unsustainable. Not only that, but they mess up their metabolism in the process. Once you're doing all this, the first few pounds shouldn't be too difficult to lose, but as you progress, your macros are going to matter even more. For example, if your goal is to get toned, which basically means you want to lose fat and build muscle, but you're not eating enough protein, and protein is a building block for building muscle, it's going to be challenging for you to get that look that you're going for. If you're curious about what macros you should be eating, I'll put a macro calculator in the description. All you have to do is put your information in and it's going to tell you your numbers. Okay, one last thing. Do not get caught up in the cardio trap. So I'm not saying cardio is bad. Matter of fact, I think we all should do some form of cardio, especially for heart health, but I would not recommend doing this your primary source of exercise if you're trying to get toned and lose fat. So here's my beef with cardio. So when we do cardio, it burns calories, which in turn elevates hunger hormone called ghrelin. An increase of appetite is our body's way of reminding us to fuel up again so we can replenish what was lost during the workout. But if you're trying to reduce body fat, this could be a problem. Secondly, cardio takes a lot of time and you have to constantly do it to see the results. And lastly, excessive cardio wastes muscle. Too much cardio without proper nutrition equals muscle loss. So if you say you want to become lean or toned, having lean muscle is what's going to give you that sculpted look. All in all, it's more about consistency rather than intensity over your fitness and nutrition. Now, if you're ready to take this year serious and change your body for good, I created a program that is a step-by-step guide of everything I just talked about with support from me to help you get there. So I set aside some time on my calendar and I'll put a link in the description for you to schedule a call. Make sure you check out more videos on my channel just like this for more fitness tips and advice. Peace.